Hello everyone, how's it going? John here with Ready Player Movies and welcome back to a brand new video and part 2 of my Blu-ray, DVD and everything else collection. Yes, so we have gone through the numericals and the letter A. So we have got the B's in front of me now, which is quite a nice little pile. So without further ado guys, let's get straight into this. Right, okay, so first up we have in this collection we have the brilliant Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure starring Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter. Love this film, absolutely love it. So yeah, I really enjoy watching this. I think I watched this last month for the first time in quite some time, and I forgot how much I really enjoy it. So that's Bill and Ted Excellent. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Next up, we have Born on the 4th of July with Tom Cruise from Oliver Stone. This is a really great. This is a really good movie. I was actually quite surprised how good it was. I'm not really big on Tom Cruise as an actor. He kind of I, I don't know. I mean, people give him so much praise for what he does for his for his Mission Impossible films. He's just a glorified stuntman, to be really honest. But he is very good in this, and there are a couple of other films that I do have in this collection that have really powerful performances from him. So with that in mind, he's not as bad as what I'm actually making him out to be. But it's just the latter part of his career is just based on stunt work. Really, there's nothing really more to it, really. But yeah, Born the 4th of July, very good war film from Oliver Stone, and a very good performance from Tom Cruise in this actually. So yeah, pleased to have that one. Well, pleased to have this one. Next up, we have The Breakfast Club with Emilio Estevez. Um, and is it Judd? Is it Judd Nelson? Is Judd Nelson? Yeah, Judd Nelson. Yeah, I couldn't remember if he was in it or not. Judd Nelson, Emilio Estevez, and um, Anthony Michael Hall. Really good film. This one. Not much I can really say about it, to be honest, because it's been quite some time since I've seen it. But yeah, pleased to have this one also. Next up, we have the epic Ben Hur. If anyone can get through this in one sitting, I give you so much praise because because I find I struggle getting through this in one sitting. You need to have quite a bit of time. You need to have not have a lot of time on your hands. Well, you need to have a lot of time on your hands to get through this in one sitting. Anyway, um, the classic film. Uh, yeah, that's really all I can say. Really, if you haven't seen this, I do recommend it. But there is a version of this that is there is an update. I think there is an updated version of this which is a little bit shorter than this. This is roughly nearly 4 hours. And I think the more recent one that came out is about maybe 2.5. So maybe if you want, you can watch that one instead. They're actually, to be honest, they're both as good as each other. But yeah, this is this is the classic original with Kirk Douglas with Charlton Heston. I was about to say Kirk Douglas there, but no, he ain't in this. He ain't in this. I'm thinking of a different film, but yeah, Ben Hur, really good film. Next up, we have the fantastic Blade with Wesley Snipes, the original one, the one that started it all. Um, Love this film. Always have done. Always will. I don't think I'll be upgrading to the 4K of this, simply because of the visuals. Because even in this edition, but with today's standards, they're pretty hawky. So I would not like to see what they look like on 4K, unfortunately. So I think I'll just stick with this version. The next up we have the Belko Experiment, which is a James Gunn written film. This is okay. This isn't actually a bad film. It's a bit difficult to describe what this is about. To be honest with you, it's about a bunch of people in an office building that that have to fight for each other's lives to get out. Let me just go through this synopsis really quickly. Well, welcome to Belcourt Industry, a normal calm workplace that is about to devote into a blood-soaked battle royal in a shocking case study of bone-crunching horror. When 80 American employees are suddenly locked in their office building in Bogota, Colombia, a mysterious voice on an intercom orders them to participate in a ruthless game of kill or be killed. As the terror escalates, so does the body count. Everyone is a now everyone's a competitor, and everyday objects become deadly weapons. Let the corporate carnage commerce. So basically, if you don't kill someone in this, you're going to get killed anyway. Um, but it's more a fight of survival to get out of the building more than anything else. It's quite an interesting watch. It's a good concept, and it kind of works. It kind of works, and like I said, I like it. So it gets to stay it gets to stay here in the collection. Next up, next up we have the brilliant Brassed Off with Pete Postlethwaite and Ewan McGregor. This is an awesome film, guys. I don't really want to give too much away in this film. Don't really want to give too much away in this, but if you haven't seen it, I really do recommend you watch it. It's so good, and the speech that Pete makes at the end of this, at the near the end of this film, is just it's heart wrenching. It's heart wrenching, and it's so it's such a warming film. Next up, we have Bad Boys, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Not much more can be said about this film other than it's a brilliant buddy cop film, and it rivals the Lethal Weapon franchise. Um, Not so much this franchise, but the film rivals the first Lethal Weapon movie as probably one of the best buddy cop films that you can get. Next up, we have Big with Tom Hanks. Really brilliant, really good film. Pleased to have this one. Next, we have a bit of John Woo Cheese in Broken Arrow with John Travolta and Christian Slater. Now we have Black Sheep. That Peter Jackson produced movie. I don't know whether many of you guys will actually know what this film is. It's basically about a mutagen that is used on sheep that turns them into carnivores. Sounds really stupid, but it's so much fun. It's ridiculous. It really is. Next up, we have Brightburn, another James Gunn written film about the what if Superman was evil. Boogie Nights, Beetlejuice. It's showtime. Blade Runner, the final cut. Next we have Bonnie and Clyde with Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway. Had to look for a split second there. Really, very good heist movie. This about two people that fall in love while robbing a bank, basically. Really great film, really great film, and another really good film in the Babadook as well. Now I've had this for quite some. I've had this film for quite a number of years now, actually, and I've watched it about maybe 3 or 4 times in that time, and it always entertains me nonetheless. It's really good. I don't want to give too much away because there's quite a few twists and turns in this that I don't really want to talk about, but give it a watch if you've been interested in it but haven't seen it. Next up, we have A Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe, a true story based on the experiences of what's this guy's name? John Nash, who is a Nobel Prize who wins a Nobel Prize, but unknown to everybody, the guy suffers with schizophrenia. Very good, very really lovely film, actually. Switch them over. Right. Next up, we have the Blob, the original one with Steve McQueen from 19. I think this is from 1960, 1968. Is it? Let's have a quick look. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It'll be here somewhere. It's got to be here somewhere. Come on. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. The Blob, the original Blob. Another very interesting film. This is actually from the Criterion Collection. If you haven't already noticed, um, uh, the Blob. Not much can be said. Not much can be said about this version. Not much can be said about not much can be said about this film, other than it's an interesting watch about an alien goop that grows as it consumes biomatter, basically. Um, yeah, yeah, interesting film, which leads me to its remake from 1988 from Chuck Russell, The Blob, once again. Now took uh, Chuck Russell took this on and did what the original film didn't want to do, and made it an all out schlock horror film. Now this works so much better than the original one does. It's so much fun, and actually goes as far as sort of doing some I wouldn't say inappropriate things, but doing things that you wouldn't expect a film to do for its time. So I'll leave that one with you and give it a watch if you ever get a chance to see it or pick it up anywhere. Next we have Bohemian Rhapsody, very good movie, about the showcase of Queen and their comeback in from Live Aid. Next, we have one of the most recent purchases that I bought, which I showcased in my Barrow video, the Black Phone. Next, we have the Bone Collector, really good film, really good film based on the Jeffrey Deaver novel. Next, we have the Blues Brothers, excellent film with Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. The Book of Eli, fantastic dystopian film with Denzel Washington. Um, yeah, really, really great film. If you haven't seen this, guys, please check it out. You won't be disappointed with it. Next, we have The Bucket List. Um, I love this film. This is such a heartwarming film. It's absolutely insane. Basically about these two guys that are that are cancer sufferers, and they decide to go out and do all of the things on their bucket list, which is basically why it's called the bucket list. But it's really, really, really good film, guys. Next, we have the excellent Big Lebowski, from Joel and Ethan Coen, starring John Goodman, um, Steve Buscemi, and Jeff Bridges. sorry. Sometimes I do this. They are brain farts. Um, yeah, I love this film. This film is excellent. Don't really want to go into it too much because I will spoil it for you. But it's well worth the watch. It's well worth the watch. It's hilarious. One of the funniest comedies you'll ever. One of the funniest comedies out there. Next up, we have Blue Velvet from Luc Besson. No, sorry, David Lynch. Um, Uh, I don't know why I did that because David Lynch is one of my favorite directors. Blue Velvet. This is another really good film. Don't really want to go into this too much. It's been a long time since I've seen this actually, so I don't. To be honest, I can't really remember the overall film, but I do know that it is really, really. But I do remember it being really, really good. Next up, we have Bumblebee, which is one of the better Transformers movies since the first one came out in 2007, I think it was. Yeah, really enjoyed this film. Um, what does suffer with this is the fact that even though it has to be targeted at that certain demographic, being young teenagers, that sort of thing. Um, it, it lacks a bit of maturity for me. It's very kiddified. It's very kiddified compared to the Michael Bay movies, which is kind of its downfall. But it does have so much heart that it it does have the heart that the Transformers films didn't have. So that's why I like it as much as I do. And to finish off this video, we have probably one of my favorite films, um, one of my favorite films of all time, which is The Boat That Rocked, otherwise known as Pirate Radio in the US. I think it's Pirate Pirate Radio. This film is absolutely amazing. Um, and it's basically about this young man that goes out to find his father. He's a strange father that works um a, that works with pirate radio back in the 60s when popular music wasn't allowed to be aired on radio. So pirate so basically pirate radio was on boats offshore. um uh, and yeah, so this kid goes onto this boat where there's all this pirate broadcasting going on around all these other characters, which includes Bill Nighy. Who else is there? Philip Seymour Hoffman, Ray Evans, and Nick Frost, and also stars Kenneth Branagh as well. So it's a really star-studded cast. This. But yeah, if you haven't seen this, guys, I really do recommend you watch it. It's an absolutely fantastic film. It really, really is. I have so much fun watching this, and I actually watched this just the other day, and it it just it's just one of those films. It really is. I mean, yeah, okay. I know some films aren't for everybody, but this really is worth watching if you haven't seen it. But anyway, guys, both that rocked.
one of my favourite films. And that just about wraps up for the video. I can see myself, I've actually sank down into the chair here. Just, there we go, that's a bit better. I'm a bit more in frame now. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Well, thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you did like the video, make sure to give it some thumbs up. Comment as well. Tell me your thoughts on any of the films that I have showcased in this particular video. Obviously, next up we're going to be doing the C's. Now I might be doing 2 letters in this next video because I don't think I have many C's, so I'll probably include the D's as well. So depending on how many of the D's I've got will depend on whether or not I can keep this video short enough. We'll keep the next video short enough to keep your attention. But yeah, likewise, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.